So basically, I think the main difference between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 with my play with Sombra, what I've seen is that hack is a lot more, I guess, it's used quite differently in the sense that like you kind of need it to kill people with like the damage increase that you get is like super valuable.
Mm.
So the main thing I've been doing now, instead of kind of like fucking with the tank or like messing with someone with like really important cooldowns in Overwatch 1, right now I'm mainly just going to their backline, finding someone to hack, and then just trying to murder them with the increased damage,
Yep.
and just really fuck with their backline.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Overwatch 1 hacking anybody was really annoying for them. Like anybody.
yeah,
Now, hacking, for example, look at the Reinhardt. Hacking the Reinhardt is annoying-ish, but then he's just going to shield and then nothing really changes. Yeah, you'll do more damage to him, but it's not as crippling as it was. But then if, like you were saying, if you get a hack on that Ana, she's in serious trouble, right? She's in
yeah.
serious trouble. Even if she can get her cooldowns in time, she's in serious trouble. And so I 100% agree with you. Now, is there a time, a place for you not to go backline? And if so, what are you kind of looking for? This is a really important
Oh,
question, by the way. Really important question.
okay.
If you'd only watch my YouTube, like I gave you a whole hour to watch it, and you weren't, probably doing important IRL things when you should have been watching my YouTube content. You would know the answer to this question.
I mean, I have seen like your Genji video. I've seen your Tracer
But
video,
that's
the
not
one about
enough. I've released like 54 videos since I've gone live, including YouTube Shorts. You should have watched every single one.
I will go and do
I
that
have
eventually.
75 children. I have mouths to feed. Let's go. All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
So I think the times where I can't really or shouldn't really go for the back line is when I think like you already answered the question. Like once I've already kind of covered the flanks and I've forced them to kind of clump up, um, I should be actually, to be completely honest, I'm not really sure how to answer this question
Good.
because it's one of the issues that I'm encountering as a player when I can't or shouldn't go for their backline. I usually still do because I don't know what to do in those situations.
Oh, brother, I got something for you. Jump in here. Okay. You're going to get one of the special exclusive paint sessions. All right.
Okay.
Give me a composition. Give me a tank for the enemy team. Any tank.
Diva.
Diva. Okay. Give me a support or two supports. Any supports.
Uh, Moira Lucio.
Oh, excellent choice. More Lucio. Give me two DPS and DPS.
Sojourn. Let's say another Sombra.
Ooh. Okay. This is actually really quite good. You did a good job with this one. You are the attacking Sombra, or the good guy Sombra. We love you. Sombra, nice job. We'll put a little smiley face because it's a good Sombra.
Okay.
Who do you hack? Who do you kill? Who do you pressure? What's your playstyle?
Um, okay, so in this situation, I would go on a flank. I would try to get behind them, see if either of the supports are by themselves or further away from the team than they should be. So let's assume that Moira is just kind of further back and
Okay.
healing, while Lucio is like on their diva and like right next to their soldier and like further forward, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I would in that scenario hack the Moira and then try to murder her.
Okay.
If she's a little bit further back. Yeah.
Okay. That's supposed to be a skull, by the way. It failed miserably. Okay. So you're going to go for the Moira, you're going to go for the Lucio if there's a split. What's the problem with that? Not saying it's a bad play necessarily, but what's the problem with that? Think about the heroes, Moira,
Um,
Lucio.
they can, I guess, really easily get out of the situation. I mean, or they're like pretty hard to kill.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Uh,
They're pretty slippery. Lucio
yeah,
is hard to hack sometimes with his positioning, and then if he does get his cooldowns back, amp, and he's pretty much safe. That's it, right?
yeah, yeah,
Moira, even if she does get hacked, she can still right click you and heal herself and damage you. And then as soon as the hack expires, she's literally impossible to kill.
yeah.
So you see the problem here. Now, I'm not saying never go for Moira Lucio for hacks. I think Lucio is usually often pretty decent hack target, but
Hmm.
it's tough. So then
Yeah.
what does that leave you? So do you just play Sombra even though the comp hard counters you?
Um, in most cases, I actually do stay on Sombra, and then I just get really frustrated that I can't kill either of the
That was a
supports.
trick
Because
question. You're making an assumption. Does their
okay,
comp hard counter you?
I don't think so. But I struggle personally. I struggle versus whenever the enemy team has Moira or Lucio coupled together. I feel like I can never kill them.
Right. But that's the thing. Is that the only thing you can do is assassinate supports?
No.
No. So what are your other options? So I don't like this option as a base normal thing to do. Go for this Moira Lucio. Dookie, terrible.
Okay.
Shame on you. Find something else.
Yeah. I could try to stop their Sombra from fucking with my team. So
Okay.
I mean, I would assume that the Sombra would want to get to my backline, and so I could, as soon as she shows up, counter hack her and then kill her before she
Give me a
gets to
backline.
translocate.
Your friendly backline. Who are you playing?
Let's say, I don't know, Zenyatta Ana.
I knew you were going to say the heroes. Low-hanging fruit. But you're not
Yeah.
wrong. So now you're
Yeah.
thinking, I'm going to go for their Sombra. Why?
Because their Sombra is definitely going to try to kill my Zen, like 100% of the time.
Okay. So then what do you do?
I just sit kind of behind my tank, closer to the healers, and just kind of, I don't know, pressure the enemy tank or something until I know Sombra's gonna show up behind me, and then hack her as soon as she shows up so she can't translocate back.
Yeah, you can also hunt her translocator as well.
Yeah.
Make it really awkward for her. Okay, I like that. Because your backline does more than Moira Lucio if they're not pressured. So if you can prevent them from pressuring this by mirroring her, then that seems really good. Tracers do the exact same thing. Even Genjis can focus on the mirror sometimes. I've done this several times before. Okay, so I like this option. This one seems good to me. What are your other options?
Diva. Okay, so I tend to encounter like divas who really don't use their matrix more efficiently, I guess. I don't know, but also I just think that hacking diva, even if it's just for a second and a half, you can really melt her HP. So I feel like demeching diva is pretty easy to do as Sombra if your team does shoot at her.
Here's a question for
so
you. If you hack and shoot a diva, is anybody on the enemy team that you have to be worried about shooting at you while you're doing that?
definitely. I mean, Sojourn and even I
You-
mean,
oh, wait,
Sojourn
You
would
see,
probably be right next to
you
her.
see, you see.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Sojourn.
Yeah.
You don't. If you hack a diva and shoot a diva, Moira's not going to punish you. Lucio's
Yeah.
not going to punish you. Sombra's not going to punish you. Diva's not
Yeah.
going to punish you. You outrange their entire comp except for Sojourn when she has shot. That's it.
True. Okay.
So tank focus all of a sudden doesn't seem too bad. You won't necessarily get the DMAC, but maybe you get space, and you'll build EMP, get space. So you could sit on their tank, and like, let's say you were mirroring their tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the compositions here. Which diva's gonna have a harder time?
Their diva,
Their
for
diva,
sure.
right? Look at our backline. Look at your hack versus what their Sombra is probably going to be focusing on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one option. Maybe it's not as good as mirroring their Sombra, but it's an option with this composition. Now, what is the only remaining option left?
To try and pressure Sojourn.
Okay. And what is the value out of that? This one has a lot to do with what you asked and Ask Spilo.
I mean, pressuring Sojourn makes it so that she has to focus me, or like if I do pressure Sojourn, their healers are going to be less focused on their tank and then also turn to help the Sojourn.
Can you threaten a Sojourn with a kill if you hack her?
If my aim is good enough, probably.
Yeah. Better than a Moira Lucio for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then where does Sojourn usually play? Is she going to be sitting inside of her Moira Lucio 24/7?
She's probably going to be somewhere near Diva, somewhere near the healers. Like, it just generally, I feel like around her team. I don't think Sojourns usually go off on flanks.
None. And if they do, what do you do to them?
If they go on a flank?
Yeah.
I murder them.
You murder them, right? So just your presence alone makes it so that Sojourn has to play with the Moira Lucio. If she doesn't, you pressure her. If she does, you can murder her. So you're kind of playing the gatekeeper on what their Sojourn can do in terms of aggression. Okay. So we've got a lot of thoughts here. So that the question is, we know that Sombra isn't hard countered by the enemy composition, but what's the problem with the first thing that you said that you should do, which was go for Moira Lucio? What's the problem with that?
It's just not as good as the other options.
It might be the worst option out of all of them.
Yeah.
You have the option to play Mirror Sombra, Sombra 76 on their Diva, even a little bit of pressure on their Sojourn. But you immediately chose the worst option.
Yeah.
So what do Moira Lucio have in common? This is very important, and this is what we're going to wrap up with.
They're both very slippery.
Okay. What else do they have in common? Keep thinking about their kits.
I mean, they both have, like, I guess, AoE healing.
Okay. Okay. Keep thinking. How would you describe the range of those healers?
They're pretty short range, both of them, yeah.
Okay. How does a Moira deal with a Widow?
She can't.
She can't. How does a Lucio deal with a Widow?
He can't, unless he goes, like, after her.
Right,
basically.
he has to close the distance. Otherwise, he cannot do it. And same thing with Moira. So then, if you're playing Sombra, do you play to assassinate short-range heroes, or do you play to bully, pressure, and just generally annoy them?
Just to annoy them.
Yeah.
Right? Because getting close to them fucks with me, or makes, like, it makes the situation worse for me when I could. Yeah.
Now give me 2 DPS for Team Blue. Well, besides Sombra, actually, give me 1 DPS. Sorry.
Okay. Let's say Soldier 76.
Soldier 76. Okay. The tables have turned. You are now this Sombra. What do you do? Do you focus Diva?
No.
Why? What's going to happen when you decloak in front of a Zenyatta and an Ana and a Soldier 76?
I'm gonna get discorded. Their diva is gonna, like, I don't know, start shooting me. Soldier 76 is just gonna maul me in the face. If I try to do anything in the front line, like, I'm just gonna be too. Yeah.
You are worse at range over this hero. You are worse at range at this hero. You are worse at range than this hero.
Yeah.
So then, what's your general playstyle?
Because they're basically all better at range, I do the thing that I wanted to do to Moira Lucio, which is worse, and just go and pressure their backline.
Exactly. Yeah. They are much worse in close range. They're much more fragile. So if you are able to pressure the Zenyatta Ana, that's the threat of that assassination, or the assassination itself will allow you to do what you need to do better.
Yeah.
You see that? That's the Sombra right there. That's it. Okay. And the only other thing I will add is, do you remember how we talked about, like, do I hack aggressive, do I hack defensively? Let's look at the enemy comp, and, like, let's replace this Diva with Doomfist, and you are on Team Blue. Well, how else can you hack now?
How else can I hack?
Yeah, how? Or who?
I mean, whenever there's a Doom, I always try to bully them with hacks, because I feel like he dies really, really easily, because his defense thingy can just be stopped by the hack, and then he just gets melted.
And he wants to go N. And so if enemies go aggressively, you can punish them too. If this Sojourn is a Genji, same thing. So with Sombra, you can either punish enemy aggression, or you can set up aggression yourself. And a lot of that is going to depend on really one thing, and that's going to be this.
Range. Okay.
Because you're a hero that sits smack dab in the middle. You are worse than a Widow, better than a Reaper. Worse than a Zen, better than a Moira. Right? You're always smack dab in the middle, and you're going to have to be able to make these choices. Now, there's always nuance. There are times when maybe you think that Moira is by herself, or that Lucio is split, and I can go for backline, or I'm playing the red Sombra and I can't go to backline, so that Diva's overextended. I'm going to punish blue Diva. There's always nuance, But
Yeah.
these are the general guidelines that you can abuse. And I don't care what they do with Sombra. I imagine she's probably going to be getting some adjustments. But this like checklist will always apply. You see the enemy composition? The top left? What do you see? What do you think? It's not super straightforward, is it?
No.
It usually won't be. So what do you think?
Well, my initial read, I guess, wasn't from here exactly, but I think my thought process here is okay. There's a mega right behind them on the right, and I go throw my translocator somewhere there,
Sure.
and hack the pack, and then get behind them and see what my decision is going to be.
Seems good to me. Seems fine to me. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So but what will your decision making be then? Let's play this up. I don't care what it was, but what should it be?
So generally when there's a choke like this and my team's about to or going to pressure,
okay,
I try to go to their backline. Once my team starts pressuring, I then, if there's like an Ana or a Zen, I'll hack them and try to kill them. And in doing so, their team is going to turn around and kind of give an opening for my team to come in.
Nice. Okay, let's play.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. More direct route.
Yeah. I kind of just went in a circle.
That's okay. What's the problem?
I hacked Ryan,
What is
which
that?
doesn't do anything.
It's going to create pressure right now. But I predict for me, how long are you going to be able to stay in the back line with your current position and with your current position right now? How long are you going to be able to stay?
Like literally a single second.
Okay. And so how much pressure are you going to get off of a hacked Ryan in a single second?
Probably not much, because the shield's going to go down for like a second and then he's just going to put it back up.
Yeah. Look at it. Is he going aggressively right now either?
No.
So there's no reason to hack him either, right? So what would be a better use of that second? And how could you make that second 1.75 seconds or 2.2 seconds? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. If I wasn't dead in the middle of the point where everyone can just shoot me in the open.
Where would you be then?
Probably maybe further to the right in the room where I could use like the cover and then hack the Ana, kind of get out of vision and then go back in or go somewhere else, like behind them, switch position.
You see the mini as well. You can use that to extend your phase as well. Okay, and then who would you hack instead to make that 1.5 or 2 seconds more valuable?
Ana for sure.
Okay, so hacking Ana and then playing inside here, better cover, better corner with a mini health back.
Yeah.
What's the other problem about not hacking Ana? Let me give you a hint. What could she have done?
Basically anyone that I tried to kill would have, I would have gotten either naded or slept.
Yes.
And if the person who I'm trying to kill as well could also just get naded. So I kind of just shot myself in the foot by not hacking Ana there.
What if this Ana was a Widowmaker up here that you were ignoring? What's the risk out of not hacking the Widowmaker?
She would just one-shot me.
What's the risk of not hacking the Zenyatta?
I get discorded
and blown up. What's the risk out of not focusing the Hanzo or not focusing the Ashe or not? Do you see the pattern here?
Yeah, I do.
You oftentimes the squishies that you focus end up also being the squishies that you need to focus because they will kill you if you ignore them. Whereas, okay, yeah, Mei Icicle is kind of scary, but a Reinhardt, Moira, Tracer don't threaten you at all, right?
Yeah.
So you can ignore them. Whereas the Ana is not only an easy kill, not only is it more pressure, but it's also the target that you need to kind of keep an eye on her cooldowns, because those are the cooldowns that are going to make your day miserable if you don't focus on them.
Yeah.
So timing wise, is this timing of this pressure good, would you say?
I don't think so. Because like you said, I think the Rhine wasn't really pressuring at all. It kind of wasn't doing anything.
Well, no,
And their
well, no.
team.
Wait a second. That's not the problem of timing. That's the problem of the wrong target.
Okay.
Let me give you a little hint about whether your timing was good or not.
Okay. I guess it wasn't too bad.
Let's watch this again from her POV.
Yeah.
Perfect
okay.
timing. Perfect timing.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you know?
Because as soon as I forced them to look at me, my team was going in.
Yes.
And
perfect.
It gave them room to kind of fuck with whoever had to look at me, basically.
Now there will be times where I want you to go a little bit later, you to play second fiddle. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you can go like let your Ryan get attention first, and then you go second. So maybe you were a tad early here.
Okay.
But the target priority and the position with which you were at was the problem, not your timing.
Yeah.
Certainly not the biggest problem. Okay.
Okay.
You're playing a hero that's very binary. When you're in the back line, if your timing is bad, you will just straight up die. Okay. Who do you hack here?
Probably not Rhine.
You sure? This hero's hard.
I mean, no. Okay, so I don't. They did they just pin each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't have pin.
You're way overthinking this. Okay. I promise you, in the heat of a battle, you'll never be able to make these decisions like that.
Yeah.
Is the Reinhardt isolated, exposed, aggressive, and/or are you going to get cleared if you just hack the Reinhardt for no reason?
No.
Look who's gone. Ana's gone.
Yeah.
So at this point, you got two options the way I see it. You can either hack the Mei and maybe just kill the Mei, or you can hack the Reinhardt. And are you going to be able to stay in this fight for a little bit?
Yes. Yeah. Because
so
my entire
then
team's here.
Hack the Rhine and mow him down.
Yeah. I think that's what I do. Oh.
Do you see? Look how long you're staying.
Yeah.
That hack is maintain relevance for. Let's actually look at the exact time here, just so we can make a point here.
Okay.
Step 3:23. 2. You stay in this fight for 8 seconds instead of 2.
Yeah.
So did that hack on the Reinhardt get value?
It did.
It did. It did. It got a lot of value. You guys are guaranteed to win this fight. Would the hack on man been better? Probably a little better. Yeah. But I want to point out why that hack felt better and why the other hack felt worse. Now, obviously, you guys were down, like up a bunch, which is the main reason why it felt better. But it was the people that were gone that mattered. The Ana being gone made it allowed you to just hack whatever and just shoot, because that was their only range. That was the only threat to you.
Yeah.
Okay. This is making sense. Alrighty. I mean, she's the only person available, so sure, right?
Yeah.
Nice mechanics. Although she did just walk in a straight line, so not that nice. Okay. I like the locator adjustment. That's good. Okay, setting up. You're a rat. No, but in all seriousness, what does that hack accomplish?
I was thinking that it just shows my team where Ryan is.
Yes. Yeah. It's something to keep in mind. There's always a little bit of a risk about it going for hacks like that, but those kind of hacks are not zero value. And if you see an opportunity where like somebody needs to know where this person is, it's not a bad idea.
Okay.
This I'm less sold on, right?
Yeah.
Because again, okay, is the timing bad? Well, yeah, kind of, to be honest with you. It's not great, right? There's nothing like actually happening right now, so it's going to be really easy for them to turn on. But what's the other problem with this with this hack? Do you see?
They can keep each other alive, and I won't be able to kill them.
Okay, is that necessarily mean the hack is bad though? In terms of the micro? Because if a Moira's focusing on keeping an Ana alive, what is their Rhine? If you're timing this well, right? If the Moira has to focus on keeping the Ana alive, what does that mean for their Reinhardt?
That means Ryan can't get healed.
Right.
And if my team was pressuring, if the timing was good, then this might not have been bad.
Right. But I'm not done yet.
Okay.
What's wrong with the micro of this hack? Focus.
My positioning?
Your positioning. What is wrong with your positioning?
Again, I'm just kind of in a bad place where I can't really easily get out of.
Right. And what is bad, and why is that so important?
Because I don't like I get more time to stay.
Yes.
If I hack from a better position.
Exactly. It's about, okay, the Moira has to focus on the Ana, but the Moira only has to focus on the Ana for 1 second, and then all of a sudden you're literally completely removed from the fight and in a non-factor. Now it's a 4v5. That's not a good trade. If that second turns into 1, and then turns into 2, and then turns into 3, or 3.3, or 3 point, then it becomes really relevant. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, okay, now you force a healer, or maybe you force a nade, or maybe she threw a sleep dart. Now this gets to be more and more relevant. You did nothing there, in all actuality. Even if your timing was better there, you did not stay there near long enough.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully you're able to get set up in time. I mean, once again, timing here is not great, right? Like the actual engage isn't actually happening. It's about to happen, but it's not quite happened yet. So yeah, the nade hits, but like, okay, and what, right? They're just going to shake it off in exactly 1.5 seconds. It's not going to matter. And again, what's the most important problem here? So the timing is a problem, obviously, but what else is a problem?
My positioning again.
Your positioning again, and who you're hacking at this point in time, right? Look at the enemy combat. Look at this. Oh boy, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Like, okay, obviously this Cassie's going on a hard flank, but oh boy, you're in trouble. Okay, actually, this is a great opportunity to remember the Ask Spilo question? What's the why is that relevant here?
Because I'm not forcing someone off the flank.
You're not on the back line doing what you should be doing, and you're not forcing somebody off the flank. You are just hacking a Reinhardt directly in front of your enemy team, and you're gonna get cleared in 0.2 seconds. Look, they got an echo now. This is even better for you. That's another target that you can go on and assassinate or pressure.
Yeah.
So many opportunities for you, and you're hacking a Reinhardt. Worthless. Like, look at this. Like, you got the luckiest lack of focus from the enemy team in the entire history of the world. Yeah. And yet still, with all of the stars aligning, what have you actually done this fight? You forced a Colm, got your team some space. That's it. With a fat EMP, a fat hack, and staying in the fight the entire time, and you still haven't done anything super relevant. You've traded 1 for 1 and a little bit of space.
Yeah.
And that's funny, isn't it? And now you're dead.
And now I'm dead.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's what would have been the alternative here?
I could have tried going further into their backline, finding someone I could get hack value off of, or someone that I could pressure better than just hacking the Rhine that's literally in front of their team already. Yeah. Or I could have cleared the flank.
Or you could have cleared the flank. Yeah. You can also see how, like, okay, I was picking on you because it was easy, but what's actually the major problem with EMP? It didn't have to necessarily to do with your positioning. What's more of an issue? Do you see it?
My team's not there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the major issue here. So
I'm by myself.
So clearly what you were doing was just not good, but also your timing here is bad too. So honestly, we're missing on all fronts right now. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah.
This is where I hate blaming things on Overwatch 1 habits, but like what you were doing there wouldn't have been good into their comp even in Overwatch 1, really. But it would have made more sense because the hack on Reinhardt would have lasted a whopping, 6 seconds or 5 seconds, something stupid, you know? It would have at least made more sense, but in Overwatch 2, it just doesn't make as much sense. And hacking an Ana, for example, doesn't give you a damage bonus on her. She's still going to be a little bit tricky to kill. But now...
I have a question.
Yeah.
So my thought process when I was going through that with that play is I thought my team was closer behind me. I obviously didn't have the awareness to see that they weren't. And then also when Ryan put his shield up, I think that EMP breaks shields. If I'm not mistaken, when he puts his shield up and I EMP it, it's just gone, right? Is it wiped or?
Let's find out. I don't know.
Okay, so he didn't. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see his shield HP. Give me a second. I'm not sure if the UI is bugged. Wait, yes, it's in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, it goes to
does.
zero.
It breaks.
It goes to zero. Yeah, it goes to zero. So my thought process was, I'm gonna get rid of his shield, and because he can't shield, my team is gonna murder him. But my timing was bad.
Yeah. So your question is how do you fix that timing, like with better awareness? Is that what you're asking?
No. Oh, my question was just whether or not the shield breaks. So because I wasn't
okay,
positive
gotcha,
about
gotcha,
that. But yeah.
gotcha.
But no, I do understand that my timing was terrible.
Your timing can be better, by the way, if you're positioned for this kind of an engage better. Like versus this composition, if you had been sitting like up here and looking at your backline, or setting up, for example, if you're set up further on, where are you going to be positioned?
What I've been doing lately is, if you go back where I am, there's like a mega health pack under at the back, right? I put my translocator on top of the building, and then on top of one of these two buildings, and then I just like start flanking from the high ground.
So here.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. What is nice about this position in terms of assassination, but also in terms of timing?
I can see my team, so I know where they are and when they go in.
Yes, you can see your team. Situations where you're going for backline, timing is unbelievably important, because otherwise you get cleared so fast versus these spam comps. But it's a lot easier to do so because you actually are facing your team like an enemy. Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you're playing versus, like we were talking about, that Doomfist, Moira, Lucio, Reaper comp, where you're probably going to be playing like Sombra 76, timing is a little bit less important because you're not going to get cleared, but that also means that it doesn't matter as much because you're going to be playing inside of your team anyway, so you don't have to get the timing perfect, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're trolling the lobby with that translocator placement.
Yeah.
you are a dead man if they find you.
That was a bit weird, yeah.
Okay. So this is where the nuance comes into play a little bit, right? I think timing of this hack is probably not great. But the Cassidy's dead.
There's no one else here, seemingly.
Seemingly, right?
Yeah.
So you can kind of see why this feels a little better than it quote unquote should, right?
Yeah.
I think if we wanted to nitpick it a little bit, we hacked the Reinhardt, but then I would have liked to have moved to like hugging this wall, you know, something like that. Something like that, because you know that somebody's coming back. I don't know where they are or who they are, but somebody, right? But this is what we're talking about, right? It's like when you're able to get a hack on a target and just mow them down, just shoot and shoot. I don't care if it's a squishy or if it's a tank. If you can just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and you don't get your translocator force, then it doesn't. Then great, you're going to get value out of the hero. The question is who do you have to hack, and where do you have to hack, and where do you have to position for the hack versus different compositions so that you can do this, right? To be honest with you, what does a better Batiste do here?
Okay, not shoot at me.
Okay, definitely shoot at you, but actually hit you, right? Look at this. Look. He's gonna heal his Rhine, but miss, panic. Still not shooting you, still ignoring you, right?
Yeah.
A better Batiste there is gonna hit a couple shot heals on his Rhine, and he's gonna force your translocator.
Yeah, and force me off, basically.
Right. So, yeah.
So if I was here initially, I wouldn't have had to deal with someone shooting me from the side.
Correct. You would have known that Baptiste, and you could have immediately set up on him. You could have forced his shift. You might have even forced his lamp as well. And you would have forced a lot more attention, effective damage by completely cutting off that Reinhardt's heals than you would have if you gone for the Reinhardt first, and you would have stayed longer because you would have been looking at the Baptiste, who was the threat to you, right?
Yeah.
All right. Wait, this fight's still going? Okay. Oh, jeez. Do you see what we talked about? Like, you know why you die here. You know why you died here. Who's the threat that you have to worry about?
I mean, both McCree and Echo are looking at me now that I'm shooting at Moira.
Right. This is the range that we talked about. The Echo, the Cassidy. Those guys are better at you at doing this thing. So the only thing that you could do is hope that to threaten and distract them with the assassination in shorter ranges, play for time, dodge the grenade, make him chase you, and then he either gets isolated and potentially killed, or the enemy team has to panic. The Moira has to turn on heal the Cassidy. The Cassidy gets all of his attention, and then what can your team do at the same time? There's no pressure.
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
Exactly.
There's a price to pay for fragility, and you need to make them pay that price.
Okay.
But that Cassidy just was completely ignored, and so guess what? He does a lot.
Yeah.
The long and winding road. Okay, whatever. You didn't have time to set up in the perfect target. Just contribute. Again, that's where we talk about nuance, right? We're like, okay, maybe you're gonna wish that you'd gone for the Cassie now because he's high nooning, but whatever. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Whatever. I'm not gonna be like, we don't. The thing is, it's like we create hard rules so that we learn the exception of the rule. I agree with that statement, but I think you're intelligent enough to understand that there's times and situations where you don't have to overthink it a little bit.
Sorry? Your mic completely cut off.
Okay, that's probably because what I said wasn't too important. I said I think that you're a smart enough person to where you can see nuance, right? I say they're running squishies, go for the squishies, but sometimes you're like, it's just a free kill, just take the kill. Okay.
Yeah.
Their composition continues to evolve. This is the ranked experience. Nobody knows what the heck to do, so we just pick random heroes. Okay, so what do you do? To me, this one is pretty straightforward for me in terms of matchup for you.
What do I do now?
Look at their comp.
Well, I see that they have a Mercy now, and a Sombra.
Well,
wait, I'm looking at the wrong team.
Yeah. Classic example. Trying hacking your own teammates happens to me all the time.
Okay, I mean, they have Moira Lucio, so now they have that short range thing going on.
Yeah.
But they also have a Rhine, so I can't just kind of sit and pressure the tank like from the front line.
It's hard, isn't it? Okay, so then what do you do?
So I mean, and Cassidy's going to be sitting behind the shield, so I guess I have to try to look for Echo or like try to pressure Echo somehow.
Yeah. This is where we talked about the Ask Spilo question. Anytime that Echo or Cassidy try to take space or try to take a flank, you shut them down.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get that opportunity, okay, maybe we go for backline here, but against the Moira Lucio, what are you really playing for? Are you playing for assassinations on the backline? Not necessarily. No. What are you playing for?
No. I'm playing for pressure or like stopping flanks.
Yeah. Stopping flanks are just baiting attention at the right times and just surviving, right? Like you can hack the Moira and sit in the backline. Hack the Moira and sit in the corner. Hack the Moira, sit in the corner. Hack Lucio, force him to come after you. Just play for as much time as you can. And the thing is you said Cass is going to sit behind shield. You might be right, but what do you see both of their
flanking?
Do you see this? He's by himself.
Yeah.
What do you see in the Echo? She's by herself.
She's by herself.
So, I mean, a lot of times they have to. If they were to stack up and group up, that would give you guys way too much space. So, you watch for that. These opportunities will come. I promise you.
Yeah.
Back on the Reinhardt, by the way, worthless. Just so you know.
Yeah. I knew that.
Yeah. Your team. I know you were like, oh, I want my team. Your team knew where he was. What do you think?
My positioning's terrible, and also, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, to be honest.
I don't know either. There's not even a fight happening. Your timing is terrible. Your positioning is terrible. You're gonna get shot once. You're gonna get forced out. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
and then that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
Whereas if you played more patiently, waited for the engage to happen, you could have, oh, they're shattering, and you're just sitting like right here, 3, 2, 1, shoot, shoot, shoot. It'd just be so annoying, so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way,
as soon as they shatter,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, because I mean, assuming like as soon as they shatter, their team is gonna be like, oh, we got to shatter, we have to shoot the enemies.
Exactly.
So they're gonna be like, oh, we have to look at the enemy team instead of, they're obviously not gonna try to look behind them. And if I pressure them at that point, then.
So I know you have a lot to think about, but I don't care. I'm gonna add another layer here. You ready for this? You ready for this one?
Yes.
What if I told you that you have to, okay, let's put it this way. What if you just sat here and just pressed mouse 1? What could you threaten out of this position?
I mean, I could threaten hacking the shatter, but other than that, in my thought process, I would think that shooting the Rhine doesn't do anything because I'm just giving their healers ult charge.
Well, anything shooting the Reinhardt is ult charge, right? For everybody. So that's not really a good parameter. I understand what you're saying, but anybody shooting a tank is feeding ult charge. What I'm questioning is if you're sitting here, can anybody on the enemy team safely go aggressive? Ever?
Probably not.
Can this Reinhardt, what happens to this Reinhardt right now if you're here?
If I'm right there and Reinhardt goes aggressive or tries pinning or something and I hack him, my team just mauls him.
Even though they have the short range comp, if you hack this Reinhardt, he dies or he loses a ton of HP and a ton of space. Now, the same thing goes with the Lucio. If this Lucio tries to speed in, he gets hacked, he dies. The Moira fades in, she's hacked, she dies. Cassidy rolls in, he's hacked, he dies. Now, the question is we talked about this, is wouldn't you just get shot by the Echo and Cassidy and cleared out from this position if you weren't like in their backline, right? We said this was better, right? So wouldn't that just happen here?
That can't.
Why?
Because they don't have LOS of me.
They don't have LOS in you. Do you see what I'm saying? You can sometimes play in your own team, but play in a way that you avoid the range and still get value. Do you see this?
Yes, yes.
I do this with Genji all the time. Sit on top of a Reinhardt's head, just dump shurikens into his head, but their hit scan can't see me, and so they can't force my deflector, force me out, and so they end up actually having to give up space. So this is where the nuance comes into place. You are a mid-range hero, you're outranged by their hit scan, but you can play in a position that either assassinate or pressure their backline, or play short range, but you do so where they can't see you at all.
Yeah.
Like this hack, okay, you're a little late and you get, but this hack is not negative value. This is a lot. In fact, I think you could have kept shooting him. But yeah, do you kind of see what I'm saying there? There's a little bit of information. There's a little bit of nuance there you can think about. All right, let's see what happens. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my team. It's still not late enough.
Yeah, it's not quite perfect. The other thing, what's the other micro of the CMP as well?
My positioning is bad. If either of them,
Keep the payload rolling.
well,
it's tricky. I know. I understand. Let me put it very clear. I understand the difficulty of this. Right? You're like, I want to hit as many targets as I can. I don't blame you. But you also have to consider your uptime afterwards. It might have been better to like even just EMP around cart and then duck behind cart and try and shoot from there. I'm not certain. Keep in mind, you do know how EMP works with health pools, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone loses 40% of their current HP.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can see the issue, right? It's like this is a fight-winning EMP. I think you guys probably will win this one, but it's tricky. It's tricky if you end up getting traded immediately. It's just awkward.
I get much less value. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Okay. You're like, you have to think of that as like who is the main tank in this fight? Who is the tank? Who is creating space?
Oh, who's for the enemy team?
For you, for your team.
Me?
You were the tank.
Yeah.
So who gets the
Yeah.
who gets the aggro?
Me.
You
Everyone
do.
turns it into
Right,
me.
right.
Yeah.
So you did your job. You created a lot of space, right? Look at this. Look at the space that you're creating for your team right now. Look at the attention. But you just have to be aware of that, right? It would have been better here to get that echo kill and probably just peace out immediately because you understand.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't get the perfect position for this EMP, so I need to get out fast because that I need to get out fast. I got the kill. I'm out because this alone. If you just translocate out right now, you've already done your job. You've done your job. You've created the space that you needed to win the fight, and so you don't need to die for it. And you dying for it is what ends up you actually lose the fight because you die for it.
Yeah.
All about uptime, right?
Yeah.
All about uptime. That wasn't enough uptime there to make that a significant play.
Yeah. I'm noticing like a trend of just like my positioning being bad and me not getting enough value out of coming out of invis. Like I just don't stay there long enough.
What's the problem here?
Again, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
My positioning is bad. I'm in like literally the middle of Moira Lucio, who probably aren't gonna die, and their backline, or not backline, but their DPS are now gonna kill me.
Yeah. What would have been the better play here then?
To probably pressure the Echo or see if Cassidy's on a flank or something.
Yeah, you could have sat here and hacked the Echo, and even if you don't kill her, you just tuck away. Keep shooting, tuck away, make her shift after you, then you're still running. The more you lose, they continue to chase you. If they don't chase you, maybe you kill the Echo. If they do chase you, I mean, you could probably force a copy here, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you just translocate out. And all that time, these guys have essentially been 4v2ing, right?
Yeah.
Your uptime is so low, and then even though your uptime is like really small, you would think that okay, that's because you're playing really aggressively and getting a lot of pressure. But you hack a Moira, and you don't even force a cooldown.
Yeah.
It's rough. That's why the micro of these like pressure cycles are so important. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Worthless.
I do it again. You do it again.
And again, your uptime. Bang, out.
This is garbage.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
The target's garbage. The placement's garbage. The timing there was good, but like it was impossible to have bad timing there.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of a fight.
I mean, it's whatever.
Please
now.
don't do it again. Okay.
I mean, yeah, the fight's over, so I think.
Yeah. I'm just trying to back cap.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's okay. Like you're just gonna buy a little bit of time, but like, as long as you can get set up in time. Okay. In theory, what do you think?
I don't think it was a bad idea.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, if my aim was better, he would have died.
Well,
and then just...
let's not blame this on aim.
Okay. I could have had better positioning.
Yeah,
I could have maybe used the box.
Use the box,
or use
shoot.
the wall.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
okay.
Yeah. Because look at how low this guy gets.
Yeah.
But I will take that though. At least we're trying to do the right things here.
Yeah. No, this whole thought process that you're teaching me has been non-existent in my brain. Like,
Good.
It's.
I mean, bad, but good.
Yeah. No, I'm like this is super valuable information.
Okay, let's finish this attack. This only works because of what?
Because his movement was really bad and he just let me murder him.
Movement was really bad, but also this. You see? He's not back yet.
Yeah.
He's not even at
the
a range.
DPS weren't there to kill me.
Right. So you were able to find the back line because the actual back line was still in spawn.
Was in spawn.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a good play. This is the correct play for the situation.
Yeah. But I just got it by luck. I wasn't like awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see this. Who's the tank?
Me again.
Again. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I love it says 6 players hit by EMP. That's funny. It's not even 5. But first off, I really don't think your timing is good, even if you are the tank man. Like, look, you still got a guy in spawn. But I don't think this is necessarily bad. Because I can see, even though, okay, they're, you know, you're missing one, but yeah, so are they. So maybe this is okay. But you just need to be aware that you are target number 1 right now.
Yeah.
So like how you use payload there, that was good. You needed to do that. Squished. Okay, set up. Oh, wow, I got right-clicked. And that's it. That's the hero, right?
Yeah.
And now you're playing up against a even shorter range hero, so what do? You just shoot him.
Yeah.
What can he do? Just bully him. The only thing you have to consider now is maybe setting up for the squishies that are going to respawn, but there's nothing wrong with what you're doing right now necessarily. And there you go, right? Now you have no, like, again, right? They're not back yet, right? So
yeah,
you're free to just abuse your range on the Reinhardt, and that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
Fight winning, that's the cap. GG's.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, not really.
Okay.
I feel like I've soaked up so much like valuable information right now that like it's like I have less questions and more just like kind of processing. You know?
Yeah. So that's going to be the key thing, though, is you do have a lot to consider moving forward. So I want you to be patient with your growth, because there's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be a lot of mistakes and a lot of misreads and a lot of like, wait, that should have worked, but it didn't, right? And then you're going to need to go back and find out why. And also there's so much that we've talked about that you're going to need to find like the priority on what's the most impactful thing for you, whether that's reading the composition correctly, whether that's using better cover, whether that's better timing of your EMPs, whether that's the mechanics of cover. I don't know. So the good news is that there's a lot to grow on. The bad news is that you could get potentially overwhelmed a little bit just by too many things going on in your brain at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's the priority for you? What do you think, at least this week right now?
Yeah.
What stands out to you?
For me, I'm going to work on getting my uptime to be a lot better. Like I don't want to go out of stealth and have to immediately go back to my translocator. I think that's like something that's clearly I'm very bad at.
But why is that happening? What is causing
because of my positioning.
Because of your positioning, and
yeah,
because you're reading the range of the compositions wrong. You're choosing the wrong targets. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You're hacking the Reinhardts in front of the Annas. You're hacking the Moiras in front of the Cassidys. So that's really hurting your uptime, because the heroes that you should be aware of and threatening are the ones that are forcing your locator.
Yeah.
Because you're hacking other targets that are not a threat to you. That's the big thing for me anyway.
I'm going to try to be a lot more aware of the comp that the enemy team has, and my range in comparison to that comp, and kind of just try to increase my uptime by understanding why I need to be making a certain decision.
Yes.
So like based on and that's I think what I'm gonna work on.
Okay.